Chapter 10. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Make 2 silver trumpets. Of hammered work you shall make them, and you shall use them for summoning the congregation and for breaking camp. And when both are blown, all the congregation shall gather themselves to you at the entrance of the tent of meeting. But if they blow only one, then the chiefs, the heads of the tribes of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. When you blow an alarm, the camps that are on the east side shall set out. And when you blow an alarm the second time, the camps that are on the south side shall set out. An alarm is to be blown whenever they are to set out. But when the assembly is to be gathered together, you shall blow a long blast, but you shall not sound an alarm. And the sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow the trumpets. The trumpets shall be to you for a perpetual statute throughout your generations. And when you go to war in your land against the adversary who oppresses you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, that you may be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. On the day of your gladness also, and at your appointed feasts, and at the beginnings of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. They shall be a reminder of you before your God. I am the Lord your God. In the 2nd year, in the 2nd month, on the 20th day of the month, the cloud lifted from over the tabernacle of the testimony, and the people of Israel set out by stages from the wilderness of Sinai. And the cloud settled down in the wilderness of Paran. They set out for the first time at the command of the Lord by Moses. The standard of the camp of the people of Judah set out first by their companies, and over their company was Nahshon the son of Amminadab. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Issachar was Nathanael the son of Zuar. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Zebulun was Eliab the son of Helon. And when the tabernacle was taken down, the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari, who carried the tabernacle, set out. And the standard of the camp of Reuben set out by their companies, and over their company was Elizur the son of Shedeur. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Simeon was Shelumiel the son of Zurishaddai. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Gad was Eliasaph the son of Deuel. Then the Kohathites set out, carrying the holy things, and the tabernacle was set up before their arrival. And the standard of the camp of the people of Ephraim set out by their companies, and over their company was Elishama the son of Ammihud. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Manasseh was Gamaliel the son of Pedazur. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Benjamin was Abidan the son of Gideoni. Then the standard of the camp of the people of Dan, acting as the rear guard of all the camps, set out by their companies, and over their company was Ahiezer the son of Ammishaddai. And over the company of the tribe of the people was Asher, was Pagiel the son of Okran. And over the company of the tribe of the people of Naphtali was Ahira the son of Enan. This was the order of march of the people of Israel by their companies when they set out. And Moses said to Hobab the son of Reuel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, We are setting out for the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will do good to you, for the Lord has promised good to Israel. But he said to him, I will not go, I will depart to my own land and to my kindred. And he said, Please do not leave us, for you know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you will serve as eyes for us. And if you do go with us, whatever good the Lord will do to us, the same will we do to you. So they set out from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them 3 days' journey, to seek out a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was over them by day, whenever they set out from the camp. And whenever the ark set out, Moses said, Arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you. And when it rested, he said, Return, O Lord, to the 10,000 thousands of Israel. Psalm 46. To the choir master of the sons of Korah, according to Alamoth, a song. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Selah. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations rage, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought desolations on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. Psalm 47, to the choirmaster, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Clap your hands, all peoples. Shout to God with loud songs of joy. For the Lord, the Most High, is to be feared, a great king over all the earth. He subdued peoples under us and nations under our feet. He chose our heritage for us, the pride of Jacob whom he loves. Selah. God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises. Sing praises to our King. Sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing praises with a psalm. God reigns over the nations. God sits on his holy throne. The princes of the peoples gather as the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to God. He is highly exalted. Chapter 8. Oh, that you were like a brother to me who nursed at my mother's breasts. If I found you outside, I would kiss you, and none would despise me. I would lead you and bring you into the house of my mother, she who used to teach me. I would give you spiced wine to drink, the juice of my pomegranate. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that you not stir up or awaken love until it pleases. Who is that coming up from the wilderness, leaning on her beloved? Under the apple tree I awakened you. There your mother was in labor with you. There she who bore you was in labor. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is fierce as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire, the very flame of the Lord. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can floods drown it. If a man offered for love all the wealth of his house, he would be utterly despised. We have a little sister, and she has no breasts. What shall we do for our sister on the day when she is spoken for? If she is a wall, we will build on her a battlement of silver. But if she is a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar. I was a wall, and my breasts were like towers. Then I was in his eyes as one who finds peace. Solomon had a vineyard at Baal-Hamon. He let out the vineyard to keepers. Each one was to bring for its fruit 1,000 pieces of silver. My vineyard, my very own, is before me. You, O Solomon, may have the 1,000, and the keepers of the fruit 200. Oh, you who dwell in the gardens, with companions listening for your voice, let me hear it. Make haste, my beloved, and be like a gazelle or a young stag on the mountains of spices. Chapter 8. Now the point in what we are saying is this. We have such a high priest, one who is seated at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heaven, a minister in the holy places, in the true tent that the Lord set up, not man. For every high priest is appointed to offer gifts and sacrifices. Thus it is necessary for this priest also to have something to offer. Now if he were on earth, he would not be a priest at all, since there are priests who offer gifts according to the law. They serve a copy and shadow of the heavenly things. For when Moses was about to erect the tent, he was instructed by God, saying, "See that you make everything according to the pattern that was shown you on the mountain." But as it is, Christ has obtained a ministry that is as much more excellent than the old, as the covenant he mediates is better, since it is enacted on better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, there would have been no occasion to look for a second. For he finds fault with them when he says, "Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will establish a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not like the covenant that I made with their fathers on the day when I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. For they did not continue in my covenant, and so I showed no concern for them, declares the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, declares the Lord. I will put my laws into their minds and write them on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall not teach each one his neighbor and each one his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest. For I will be merciful toward their iniquities, and I will remember their sins no more. In speaking of a new covenant, he makes the first one obsolete. And what is becoming obsolete and growing old is ready to vanish away.
The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Father, thank you for today. Another day to worship you, to serve you, to take what you have given us and mold it and shape it into something useful to glorify you. That's my prayer, Lord, that I might glorify you with this day, that I might take it, shape it, mold it and fashion it, and offer it up to you as a sacrifice. I give you my life one day at a time. This day is the new offering that I give. Lord, thank you for my friends here and the sound of my voice. Thank you for my mom, how precious it is for me to know that she can hear my voice and that I can see her words. Lord, what a blessing that is. Thank you for my friends. I pray your hand upon each one of them. And I am grateful for the task you've laid before me. And I am excited at what lies ahead. Committed into your hands. Thank you for giving me fortitude, the diligence, the vision that drives me forward. And I thank you for the wife and children that you've given me that love me and endure me and enjoy the fruit of my labor, that we have a roof over our heads for now. And we have food in the fridge for now. Lord, you provide, and we are grateful. I also pray for the leadership of our nation, the incredible things happening right now. I pray for opened eyes, for justice to prevail, for people who may have been taken in by corruption and greed or lust or ambition. Lord, I pray that they would come to their senses, that more and more whistleblowers would come forward, that our country would be purified, that we would repent, that we would complete this repentance that we're in, that we might glorify you as a people, Lord God, that we might be a shining city on a hill. Pray all this in your name. Amen. Hi, Mom. Love you. Yeah, I'm watching the coffee dialogue over there. And I know I've said this before, but I never thought I would be a coffee drinker, and so I'm with you. I'm there. All right, let me do my notes first. I do have some notes. So Numbers. In this passage in Numbers, there's this at the end, it talks about, let's see if I saw this correctly. Mm. Verse 35, and whenever the ark set out, Moses said, arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you. And when it rested, he said, return, O Lord, to the 10,000 thousands of Israel. That's not what I was looking for. I didn't write the number down. Where's this 3 day? Oh, verse 33. So they set out from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them 3 days' journey to seek out a resting place for them, and the cloud of the Lord was over them by day whenever they set out from the camp. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm perceiving this correctly. I don't know if this is a one-off or if this is the kind of modus operandi while they were in the wilderness. They set out for 3 days' journey to find a new resting place. So this might be just in this particular scenario where the ark went first to find a place and then the people followed. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up is it's a question, and maybe I'll look into it and find out. Moving on to the next note, Psalm 47. Come on, screen. There we go. 47. I'm going to read this section 6 through 9. Let's just read. I'm going to read 5 through 9, basically most of the psalm. God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises to our King. Sing praises, for God is the King of all the earth. Sing praises with the psalm. God reigns over the nations. God sits on his holy throne. The princes of the peoples gather as the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to God. He is highly exalted. The beginning of this, should have read the whole thing, but the beginning of this psalm talks about, where is it? Subdued peoples, right? Do this out of order. Now let's read 1 through 4. Clap your hands, all peoples. Shout to God with loud songs of joy, for the Lord, the Most High, is to be feared. The great King over all the earth. He subdued peoples under us and nations under our feet. He chose our heritage for us, the pride of Jacob, whom he loves. So there's this theme of the Lord subduing other nations and the celebration. He's king, as in verse 7, for God is the king of all the earth. And they're saying it present tense, right? God is king of all the earth. And it's true. He created all things, and he chose Israel, a nation, to be his, not just to be his in possession, because all the earth belongs to the Lord, but he chose Israel to be his template, right? This is how corporate peoples should live. They, prior to the coming of Christ and the perfect sacrifice, he established a set of rules. This is how you are to behave. And why? To honor him first and foremost, but honoring him, the secondary effect is living in harmony, unity and harmony, right? When you guys are in agreement that these are my laws, that everybody should follow them, there is harmony. Then there's that sinful nature, right? Why do we sin? Because we just have this instinct to rebel against authority. That person's telling me to do something. I don't want to be under someone else's authority, even if I agree that what they're telling me is right. That's sin right there. That's wanting to be on the throne. That's wanting to be our own king on the throne. That's kind of bonus. Really, I'm focused on this because his goal has never changed. Being king over all the nations has never changed, because the Great Commission is make disciples of all nations. So he continues to subdue. And now he subdues he subdues through our actions, right? It was, I mean, not arguably, it's the case here as well that the nations that were subdued under Israel were subdued under their swords, right? Israel was a bunch of desert nomads that were fighters and a terrorizing horde. That's how they're actually described by some of the other nations when there's this horde, right? Horde. These desert dwelling nomads, the Israelites, that God commands to subdue, right? But now we are to subdue the nations in another fashion. It is still with a sword, but it's the sword of the Spirit, right? That cuts, that divides between marrow and bone, right? Between joints and marrow. That's the sword we wield. It's the sword of truth. And the sword of truth rests upon the most established historic fact, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? The truth is that that's a historic fact. That's not a blind faith, something you leap into. It's demonstrable. Anybody says, "Oh, let's see the evidence. Let's see the evidence." The evidence is a changed planet. The planet has changed from that point. Why is today 2025? Because 2025 years ago, give or take 4 years, God was incarnate, right? God took on flesh. That's a fact. No longer a need to wield a sword, a physical sword, to subdue. It's the power of reason and argumentation that is subduing the nations, and it shall continue. He is king, and he is king on the throne, and we are his deputized kings, right? We are kings in a kingdom of kings under the King of Kings. Anyway, all right. My final note here in Song of Solomon, verse 6. What is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah. I'll just read 6 and 7 for context. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is fierce as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire, the very flame of the Lord. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can floods drown it. If a man offered for love all the wealth of his house, he would be utterly despised. So what caught my attention was the very flame of the Lord. Its flashes are flashes of fire, the very flame of the Lord. What is the flame of the Lord? Coffee. I see. 4 heaping tablespoons. Ooh, that's nice and strong. All right, sorry. Got distracted. What are, it says, something is the very flame of the Lord. Initially, when I saw it, yes, took on flesh. God being eternal, determined to take on this experience for all eternity. The flame of the Lord, love. It mentions jealousy. So let me read first couple lines in verse 6. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is strong as death. Ooh, isn't that foreshadowing? The love of the Lord took him to the cross, right? Love, he loved us so much to take on the suffering, the most excruciating suffering, because he wants to be with us. That's what love is. I want to be with you. I want to be together with you always. And to the point of death. But then it says, for love is as strong as death. Jealousy is fierce as the grave. It's jealousies, right? Jealousies, flashes are flashes of fire, the very flame of the Lord. So that flame is a jealousy God has for us, right? Oh, it reminds me of the verses that warn about those who mistreat children, right? Think about the most innocent suffering at the hands of evil that instills in us a rage, a jealous rage for their protection because we don't know those children, but we love them. They deserve love. All right, those are my notes. Let's see. Quick update. Had a good birthday celebration, the whole family yesterday. A couple pictures. I'll send one to you, Mom. Yes, Tina had a good birthday. I love that we're all gifted differently. We have different giftings, different callings, and I'm sure I've said this before. It was a bonus for me when I discovered God had given me a spouse that not only was a good cook, but loved to cook. And she confided in me yesterday. Everybody's like, "Why are you cooking on your birthday? Shouldn't your children be cooking for you?" And she's like, the gift to her is when everybody goes, "Ooh, delicious." I know that there was a moment last night when my firstborn took a bite of this flaky white fish, black cod. I remember it. She puts the fork in her mouth and her face goes, "Ooh." And my oldest is a foodie, right? She's a food connoisseur. She does her own share of cooking, and she gets out and knows good for her to say that was a birthday gift to my wife. That reaction, ooh, that was a gift to her. So people understand, and so I'm blessed. We had a wonderful birthday for her yesterday. Mom, your birthday's coming up. Happy birthday. 1 week from yesterday, right? Yeah, 28th. Got some I'm going to share this with you. So one of the 3 tasks that I told you about, I still have the third one that I'm working on today. Hopefully I got that third task done today. But the first one that I mostly got done was writing this article for this periodical that's coming out. And the editor of the article emailed me a question or texted me, "Call me when you can." I called her. And so this one question she had, and I love it that she called me because I knew that one line in this article was going to be, it's like, oh, for the fact that she called me proved that I'd written it properly. She's like, "This thing you say right here, this one line." And the line is essentially that, I'll paraphrase it, but the assassination of Talat Pasha on March 15th, 1921 in the German capital, Berlin. That assassination was ultimately ruled an act of justice, one that was ultimately carried out or orchestrated by evangelicals. Right? So that line says this assassination was ultimately orchestrated by evangelicals. And she goes, "I thought it was so and so, such and such. I thought he was a part of this political party, the ARF, and they're the ones that orchestrated this Operation Nemesis thing." I'm like, yes, it was a political party that ultimately brought it into their governing. They had a Congress and a legislation, and they voted on it and approved it. Right, it was an actual legislative act, Operation Nemesis, right? Like Operation Desert Storm or whatever, right? Operation Nemesis. Yes, it was the ARF that carried it out. However, the mastermind of Operation Nemesis, Shahan Nodley, there were 3 guys, but the primary mastermind, the one who's given the most credit for it, was, at least at the time, evangelical. And the woman who's editing this article, she goes, "Oh, yes, this woman knows the daughter of Shahan Nodley. Like, she personally has known her, right? They're both in the same, like, they're in their 90s, both of them. And so she goes, "Oh yeah." So she was like, "Oh yeah." And then I said, "Soghomon Tehlirian, his maternal grandfather was his mother was a PK. His maternal grandfather was a Protestant preacher in the Ottoman Empire." And she goes, "Oh, I think I'm going to include that as well." So there's a little update about that kind of provocative, right? That's the point. Make it provocative, but true, to point out to people what they've been missing all this time. This is an act of God, right? The assassination of Talat Pasha was an act of justice that God orchestrated through his people. Anyway, love you guys. See you tomorrow.